Hi cuties. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about Skate 4 and the changes I would like to see be made in the video game, because obviously I've made a bunch of Skate 4 videos now, but I've never put every single change I want to see in the game in one video. Maybe a skate dev out there will watch this and implement just one of these things, and I mean, if that was the case, I'd be the happiest man in the world. Because at the end of the day, I just want to see this game improve, and I figured instead of yapping and being sad about stuff, I'd tell you guys the changes I want to see, okay? Now, some of these I've actually gotten from the comments section, suggestions from you guys, so thank you so much for, all your input. If there's anything I missed in your eyes, feel free to comment down below. I mean, seriously, it will not hurt. My goal is to at least have one skate dev watch this video and perhaps change the entire landscape of the video gaming industry, okay? Alright, so now let me whip out the piece of paper that I actually wrote this on physically. Now, this is in no particular order in terms of like importance or whatnot. I basically was just incessantly rambling on this piece of paper. So the first thing I wrote was challenge upgrades. Now, as you can see, I still have a lot of challenges to do in this game, but I do a lot of them, and I particularly love the ones that give us ticks because in my eyes, these are the most unique ones. And as a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and do a couple while I yap to you guys if that's okay. But the fact that there are still so many challenges that are just repeats of what I've been playing in the playtest for basically a year now, that makes me sick to my stomach, I'm going to be honest. See, I like this, where it's like, they got haul butt, they got haul more butt, and you got haul most butt. See, it's silliness like this that I actually do respect, but these challenges are actually fun and pretty difficult. Grinds, no slider, tail slides, and grind the last rail. But it's like, the challenges themselves are not the problem for me personally. I just don't understand why they do so many repeated ones with just very slight alterations to the requirements. It's like one day you hop on and you just gotta kickflip a gap, and the next day it's just like a heel flip. It's like, why waste my time like that? Challenges are something that I've seen a lot of people differ on, especially because I actually posted a short of doing the haul more butt challenge over here, and I listed it as like the hardest challenge in the game. It was basically because it was just like kicking my ass for no reason. I'm a human, I'll be struggling sometimes, but a lot of people were like, easy, first try. A lot of people were saying stuff like, I wish there weren't as many hard challenges, because I just want to play like a casual skateboarding experience. And for me personally, I think they can find a middle ground in which they can appease the veteran players that want more XP and want more challenge in the game, but also still give the casual players something to play as well. There's definitely a middle ground you can strike there. But it's not only that for me as well. The challenges that I would like to see, something I wrote on the piece of paper, I just want some better spots, like, I'm not a big fan of the more insane spots where you're jumping out of a mega ramp and all that stuff. I like the down-to-earth, realistic session spots, you know what I mean? I like the ones where they test your technical ability and they make you try to do more unique tricks. So like, do like a full cab no comply over this spot, hit a crooked grind on a rail, like stuff like that is fun to me. See, shit like this, as you can see, where it's just like flip trick to grind to flip trick, I'd prefer if it was just like, I don't know, tray flip to nose blunt to kick flip out, just like something like that where it's more specific and test your abilities of every single trick in the game. I know it's seeming like genuinely nitpicky, but that's really how it was in all the other games, you know what I mean? Like, as a big Skate trilogy fan, that's how they were in all the older Skate games. However, this one's fun because it's actually telling me to do some blunt slides or nose blunts. That's a fun, unique challenge. I appreciate that. I think maybe they should incentivize us if it's a session like this where they just give you like 5 minutes, maybe give you more bonus XP depending on how fast you can get the challenge done. I think that, I don't know, that's intriguing. Another thing that would be cool is something that V actually mentions quite a bit in this game, and that would be a first try bonus. Sometimes you will nail the challenge first try and she'll be like, good job, but we don't get extra bonus points for it. It's like, what's the point of saying that to me? I mean, I do think eventually they will change it up. Like, I think it'd be crazy if they kept the challenges the exact same forever, Please, EA, don't make me eat my words there. But honestly, stuff like that would be a very nice step in the right direction. I personally will always welcome higher difficulty challenges just because I'm an OG player and I want stuff to test my abilities, but I know a lot of people don't feel the same in that regard, and that's perfectly okay. Like I said, they could totally reach a middle ground for the both of us. I mean, look at all these challenges, right? They have the little yellow marker on there to tell me that it's new, but I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I promise you, I have done Get Tubular like 15 times in my entire Skate 4 career, okay? Because they just repeat the same things over and over again. I think they do this to make it seem like, we do have a lot of challenges for you, but if they got rid of the challenge after you completed it for the first time, this whole map would be gone for me, I'm telling you. They just keep respawning and adding to my fucking game like weeds, and I'm not pulling them anymore, okay? Ticks challenges are actually the first time I've seen unique challenges from this dev team, which is really great, and I hope in Season 2 they continue to add more shit like that. I don't want to run the risk of sounding like a broken record because I feel like I've talked about the challenges for so long now, but like I said, this video is basically just me trying to get every single change I want to see in one video. And the challenges honestly are like the #1 important thing for me personally. I totally think if this game has great challenges and a lot of fun stuff to do just with the skateboarding, I mean, that's the #1 rule and the #1 basis for a good skateboarding game in my eyes. Not to mention, you know, it'd be cool if they brought back stuff like the Thrasher photo shoots and shit like that, but I mean, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I feel like that's a long shot, not gonna lie to you guys. Oh, there we go. That's actually sick. Okay, I like that. I also think a really good idea, just one more thing with the challenges, I promise, and we can move on, okay? I think a really cool idea would be let the community make challenges. I think community-made challenges would be a fantastic idea. They could section it off by, you know, players that like the trick lining shit where you do a bunch of backflips and all that stuff, and then maybe, you know, give us some realistic ones too. I think that's a great idea personally. Hell, even if they didn't give me XP, I don't even really care. I just like doing hard shit in this game, and I like getting tested, okay? Now, that should be it for the challenges for now. Maybe I'll mention some more later. It's just a very big important part of it. But next up, I want to talk about the customization. Now, if we take a look at my skater, we can come over here to the apparel. Something that was in the older skate games is you'd get a shirt like this, right? Where it's literally just a silhouette of a t-shirt. You could click on it and you could change it to literally whatever color you wanted, right? However, in this game, for some reason, they have to give me this navy blue tee and this peach fuzz tee. For some reason, those have to be separate, and I just don't understand why. I think it's the most ridiculous shit ever. I mean, in the older skate games, not only could you put on a blank silhouette, you could add every single skate team's logo to it on the front, the back, side, wherever you wanted it. That was like true customization. You feel me? Like, this is very, very limited. I mean, this is all I have, and I've been playing this game for months. Look at this. It's a bunch of bullshit, might I add. Like, I mean, some of these are pretty cool, and some of them I've had to buy, so that's a problem in and of itself. It's the same thing with the pants. I mean, shit like these camos, obviously, I don't mind not being able to change the color. But stuff like the cargo shorts, I should absolutely be able to change the color of these. Or the baggy jorts, like, come on, bro. Not to mention, it's the same thing with the shoes. So I actually bought these Vans half cabs and these skate highs, and I can't change the color on them no matter what, which is genuinely such a shame. I love skate highs. I actually love the default black silhouette here, but maybe one day I want to switch it up and make it white. What the fuck? But that's just the clothing. I want to go over to the board stuff now. Something that Session Skate Sim actually implemented perfectly was the board differentials. You could get every shape and size. You can get those fat ass egg boards on there. You can get board rails. It's just like maximum amount of customization. I mean, really the only thing that Session doesn't have is the brand deals, really, but I mean, they still have more brands in this fucking game. Don't get me wrong, I think what they have here is totally passable. It's fine. We got different grip tape art and whatever. Certainly needs to be upgraded in some way. Not to mention the trucks. We need to be able to change the tightness of the trucks, okay? There are certain times when I'm trying to do like a manual challenge, and I mean, this is just the speed that it has to be forever. This is how I have to turn forever, and I think that's absolute bullshit, you know? I want to be able to do some day one song technical shit sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get crazy with it, and this game doesn't allow you to do so. Not to mention, it was more of like a feature in the older games where, like, you know, if you were bombing a hill, you had loose trucks, you'd get the death wobbles like crazy. What the fuck happened there? I'd also love to see like different wheel sizes as well. Maybe put on some, like, I don't know, filmer wheels just for fun. I don't know, dude, something. And the problem with it is they really incentivize you to spend money in this game, but I mean, there's genuinely not a lot of good brands in the shop anyway. Actually, these are free. That's pretty cool. What the fuck? We got some real brands for free. That's actually a good surprise. Wow. I'm gonna throw this on real quick, but look at this shit. This is what we get, you know? Like, this is the best we can get. What are these, bro? And then when it's something like the skate pass, the fact that there is not a single branded item in this skate pass is very annoying, don't get me wrong, but it's also just like, there's just not a lot of cool clothing options in here regardless. Like, there's a few things, like these jorts are cool, these fat ass fake Osiris's are pretty sick, I guess. I don't know. It's like, I'm not even really mad that there's no brands anymore. I'm just mad that there's not a lot of just cool options of clothing. Different types of clothing as well. Like, pretty much everything is baggy, and I know this is more of like a 90s themed skate pass or whatever, but I don't know, man. There's definitely more variety to be had here. What are these, bro? Why do they have jiggle physics? What is happening? No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean, though? Like, I just want more variety with the skate pass and actually incentivize me to level it up, because as of right now, as you guys can see, I was not maxed out on the battle pass because I don't give a shit. Now, one of the last things I want to talk about in terms of the customization, we desperately need new and different, unique pushing animations. If we could just get different flip trick animations, I mean, that would be amazing. I mean, could you imagine if they have like a Tyshawn Jones pack, or like, you know, you can maybe heel flip like Neen Williams? I mean, that would be so fucking sick, and it's something that this company is absolutely capable of doing because, you know, this is EA. They publish the Madden games. They have a bunch of different animation packs there and shit. Just get the real professional skaters in, have them mocap, and just add it to the game. I mean, I would honestly buy that more than the stupid ass skate pass and shit like that. But on a much smaller scale as well, even if you don't want to give us that, in the older skate games, they gave us different styles of pushing. There was like an aggressive style, a more casual, like fake steezy style, you know what I mean? And actually, they did recently change the pussing. I said pussing. They did recently change the pushing animation from the first update of the game, and it does look different, so I know they're capable of doing that. And it's so weird because you would think they'd want to rack up some money doing some different animations and shit, but I don't know, man. That's definitely something I would love to see, especially if it was free. I mean, that would be fantastic, but I just don't see it happening in this free-to-play game, sadly. Okay, now, that's pretty much all I got on the customization front. You guys let me know down below if I miss anything pertinent. I'm going to move on to multiplayer features. Now, this goes without saying, the fact that we still don't have any competitive game modes besides these bullshit throwdown ones on here is beyond mind-boggling to me, dude. Nobody has one on the map right now, which is really funny and telling. But they don't hold a candle to the original competitive nature of the Skate 3 trilogy. I meant to just say the Skate trilogy, but you know what I mean. We need a bunch of competitive game modes. We need simple stuff like literally just skate in a skate game. Who would think? Spot battle obviously needs to come back. And I would love to see something like a death race here. The problem with death races though is I honestly, like this map, I don't know where they're going to do that. Right now, the multiplayer is kind of just like a way for you to just play with your friends, which is fun, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to complain about that aspect at all, but they need to incentivize more competitive game modes as well. We need like a leaderboard system with just like, I don't know, just more of an incentive to be competitive because, I mean, do you remember like the crew system from Skate 3 where you could join up and actually do cool-ass team spot battles and stuff? Where is that in this game? Like I said with the crew shit, could you imagine if we could, you know, make a crew? I would love to make a Jack the Ripper crew for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Have a custom logo and whatnot. That'd be cool as shit. Would y'all be a part of the Ripper crew? Let me know. But yeah, really the only incentive to play in multiplayer right now is the challenges will give you a little bit more ticks and XP or whatever if you have a friend in your party. And I actually think that's kind of unfair. Every single time I hop on here and do these challenges and I make these videos solo for y'all, I'm missing out on so much XP just because I don't have somebody doing it with me. Like, that's really dumb. And I'm not just going to invite a random to pull up just so we can do it together. Like, that's really fucking stupid. If it was competitive and we were going against each other, best believe I'd be smoking y'all in these lobbies. Nah, I'm just playing. But hopefully eventually I can make a video on that one day. That'd be fantastic if they do add any sort of 1v1 game mode in this fucking title. Sorry, I don't want to get worked up, but it's just like, I can't believe it's not in this game. I don't know, man. I know it's early access, but Jesus Christ. Multiplayer can be much, much better. It's sad that like a title from 2010, like Skate 3, had better multiplayer features. For the social aspect of this game is pretty great. I will give them credit, and a lot of the stuff is working again. You know, the glitches are pretty much fixed, which is good to see. The next part of what I put on the paper, I would love to see some soundtrack improvements. Now, this isn't a big deal for me personally, because when I'm playing this with you guys, I actually have the sound turned down. I don't want to get a copyright strike or anything, but I've heard a lot of complaints that the people don't really like the soundtrack, so I figured I'd add it on here. I wrote down that maybe, you know, some older classics from the other games would be cool to see. Pretty much the entirety of the Skate 2 soundtrack here would be amazing, but this doesn't really affect me personally. I'd just be throwing on my Apple Music on in the background. I don't give a shit. Figured I'd put it on here just because you guys were commenting that a lot, and you know, it is something that changes the feeling of the game, I admit, for sure. Next up, obviously, I would love to see some custom maps. Now, this is actually something that they did confirm is coming at some point. However, we don't know the extent of what it's going to look like. Are we going to only be able to change these stupid little community maps like this shit over here? Are we only going to be able to change these designated sections, or are we going to be able to, like, I don't know, teleport to a skate park? That is still up in the air, and that actually will change my opinion of it quite a bit, because obviously in Skate 3 they gave you a bunch of backdrops to play around with, and you know, a lot of different obstacles to add to the skate park. If it's any worse than that 2010 title, we're gonna have some problems, okay? Yeah, these community parks that are like very obviously AI generated are just not cutting it right now, bro. I'm gonna be real, like, these are cheeks. Like, look at this rail. What are we talking about, dude? Look at that fucking gap in between. I don't know, it could obviously be so much better, and it really sucks that this is an online title, because if this was a single player title, people would have modded the fuck out of it already and let us play all 3 skate maps in this game, but sadly that will never happen because it's online only. If they somehow allow us to make whatever skate parks we want to make and put any obstacle down, that would be an absolute game changer for this game. I mean, the community will keep the game alive with shit like that, trust me. I'd be uploading a new custom map for y'all every single day. That shit would be so much fun, man. Okay, now I got one last big topic to talk about. Before I actually get to it, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the support on the recent videos. I love you so very much. We're about to hit 3,600 subscribers, which is something I can't even fathom. You guys mean the world to me. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much, okay? No plugs or nothing. Just thank you, okay? Now, the last thing I want to talk about are the tricks here? Well, firstly, they definitely need to improve the vert and the transition. For some reason, the way the transition feels in this game, you just can't really get like a nice flow like how you used to be able to in the other skate games. Let me go to the skate park over here and kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. The Rolling Wave skate park is a really good like indication of this. And trust me, I was just on Skate 2 the other day. I know how the transition feels on here. But like when you just, I don't know, get up and catch air, like it doesn't really feel the same as the older skate games. And now I'm actually catching a pretty nice flow right here, but it's not always the case. Like sometimes you just slow down quite a bit, and I don't know, it doesn't really feel that great. Not to mention we're missing a lot of these invert, couldn't even do it. We're missing a lot of like hand plants and shit like that, which definitely really sucks. We for sure need just better like vert options and better transition feeling all together. I'm not exactly sure how they do that, maybe like fix up the pumping and whatnot, but this just, I don't know, it doesn't feel great to me. Now, another thing I wrote down would be better flip tricks, just more flip tricks. You know, obviously they're going to add stuff like impossibles and stuff like that. They've already mentioned that, but another way they can actually improve the flip tricks in my eyes is to add a catch mode, sort of like session, where you have to do an input to catch the board at the right time. I think that's a fantastic idea. Don't know if it'll ever happen simply because, you know, it's never been in a skate game before, but it would still be so incredible to see here. Big thing that would actually change the game quite a bit would also be like gravity settings. Once again, something like in Skater XL in session, where you can actually, what is happening? Where you can actually like play around with just how high you can jump and how fast you can flick and all that stuff. Let us tinker with every single one of those settings, and I don't know, if you want us to have a certain gravity mode, just put that in the challenges. You know, like when you start a challenge, you have to play with a certain gravity mode, like that's fine. When we're free roaming though, we should have whatever gravity setting we feel like, in my opinion. I know a lot of people complain about not having a lot of like manual freestyle tricks and stuff like that. I'm not really too concerned with that personally. I don't need to be Rodney Mullen on this bitch, but obviously the more the merrier. If they add it, that's great. If not, some more grind options like dark slides would be obviously amazing here, so hopefully they're going to add that eventually. But tricks are obviously the biggest part of a skate game, so they definitely need to update that, no questions asked. Oh my goodness, I think that's it, y'all. The entire page is full out. I think I was able to say everything I wanted to see in this game. Basically, it's a lot of changes I feel are like no-brainers. You know, hopefully some of this stuff comes in Season 2 in just a couple of weeks. But I understand that this is a slow grind process, no pun intended. And maybe it's going to take a year, maybe 2 for them to really get it down. And I am a patient bastard, but damn, my patience is thinning. I'm not going to lie. I just want the best for this game. I say it every single time. I feel like you guys know that. Please comment down below if there's anything I missed, or just something you would like to see in this video game. I'll be replying to you guys, and we can just yap about it down below. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today, though, y'all. Don't think I'm asking for too much with a lot of this shit. I love you guys. Bye!